Hello there, welcome to another episode of Aerobics on Spring Delight. We are here this morning for our every Saturday morning daily exercises. So join us as we do the exercise this morning. Don't just sit there looking at us, you can join us from the comfort of your home as we set sweat out and burn calories this morning.
Let's go now. My last program is basket. Now I will start. Please pay attention to me. Last round. Ready? 3, 2, 1, easy. Basket. Well done. Let's go. Keep moving. Turn it off. Almost done. Well done. Pay attention. Almost done. Come on. Woo! Let's go. That's why I said pay attention to me. That's why I said pay attention. Let's go. Well done. Come on. Come on. 10, 9, 8. 3, 2, 1, stop. Well done, people. I'm sure I don't target. I'm sure I don't target. I'm sure I don't target. Okay. Come on. There is space over. This time around. The last round. I want us to clap with it. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Clap. Now that. 1, 2. Clap. Let's go. 1, 2. Clap. 1, 2. Clap. Well done. 1, 2. Clap. Now that. 1, 2. Clap. Let's go. Well done. Right side. Let's go. Right side. Come on. Let's go. Well done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Other side. Come on, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Well done. Stop. Right side again. Your right, my left. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go! No regret. I forgive everyone you. Oh, I believe. 3, 2, 1, stop. Other side again. Come on. Halfway there. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Stop. Your right, my left. Almost done. Literally our last program. Go! Now pick a partner while we are wrapping up. Pick a partner. 3, 2, 1, stop. Pick a partner.
Hello, my name is Rofiat. I'm here for Aerobond workout. I've been working out for the past 1 year. Before I was weighing 93 kg due to frequent workout. I'm now weighing 80 kg. It is very good for your lifestyle. It keeps you fit and healthy. You don't gain weight unnecessarily. So join us for the next edition. Bye.
My name is Ajibike. Yeah, I'm here for the Aerobond. I've been working out for the past 8 years to 9 years. So I'm here to improve my health, my fitness. I encourage you people to come here to work on your body, to work on your health, so you can get better.
Bounce. Come on, wait on people. Let's go. Keep bouncing. Now this side. That's it, this side. Let's go. Now I want to listen to our hand movement. Stop. We are going again. Again. If you are with me, please pay attention. Bounce again. Now side shuffles. 1, 2. Go. Come on. Let's not want to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now face this side. This side. Let's go. Same thing again. Keep bouncing. Bounce. Bounce. Let's go. Side shuffle. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The right side. The right side. Go. 3, 2, 1. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Master. Now this is our program. We're not starting yet. Make sure you are behind and beside someone. Your right hand to your left leg. Right hand to left leg. Leg behind. Ready? Come on. 3, 2, 1. Stop. Let's go now. Round 2. Right hand to left leg. Position. Up. 3, 2, 1. Go. Well done. Well done. Come on. 3, 2, 1, stop. Round 3. Other side. Left to right. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Switch again. Alternate. Let's go. 5. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go. Well done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Last round. Last round. 5, 4. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. Finish strongly. Well done. Come on. Come on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Let's program.
Wow. It's been an amazing moment. Having to work out with all these beautiful people here. Now my heart is flowing and I'm sure I've got some calories. If you didn't join us for this exercise, you have missed a lot. So join us again next week for another edition of Aerobics Exercise. See you. Bye. I don't understand. I need ears, you know, ears to ears.
Extra
That's what
one.
they say. You have your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your ears. Olatune, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Something happened today before I got on the set of Spring Delight today.
You want to share to the world?
I want to share to you, and I
Okay.
want to share to you, Olatunde.
Well,
So I came in for the show. I was feeling uneasy because I'm planning my gig, and that is taking like a toll on me. And I came in like, I went to our producer. I said, Pastor Alaka, I am not ready for the show today. I can't do this. Let Olatunde just stand in for me. And you know what my producer told me?
no.
Ajibike, you're beautiful. You don't need no powder. Put a smile on your face. Get on the set of Spring Delight. Do what you know how to know best.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, you go do your run around. I love my job.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's what once you love what you're doing,
You know.
and, no matter what the distractions, what other pressures are coming from either
yes.
front, left, back, and center, you still want to. That's the thing about this. What we do here,
Definitely,
the
right?
media industry. No matter what it looks like.
And the moment he said that,
You-
I
you
just
got
put
that-
everything aside and I just put it.
You got that
this is
energy
it.
will always
But
come.
this is it. I decided I was not going to do no makeup. So how do I look this morning with no powder, nothing on my face? Hey,
You want me to say how you look?
tell me.
Um,
I mean, without powder and no makeup, how do I look? Come on.
astonishing, naturally.
Oh
Naturally.
my! Okay, let us get down with the business of today. Spring Delight. Yes, I just been delightful.
All right, then. It's a pleasure to be back here
Definitely.
once again. And good morning or good day, whatever time of the day it is, wherever in the world you are viewing us at this period in time. And compliments of the season. It's
Yes.
never too early to start. Today is 14th, right?
Yes.
10 more days, 11 more days to Christmas.
Yes.
So, and just about 17 more days before the
End-
month runs
End
to
of
an
the
end.
year.
So, we'll see you in 2025, God willing. No
Big
doubt about it.
amen
It's a
to
pleasure.
that.
Welcome to the program, and it's filled up with quite a whole lot. Really give to you and serve you on this show.
Definitely. And I'm sorry I had to come in on such a note, but
No,
it
it's
is
good.
just a beautiful time and a beautiful season. So, yes, like Olatunde rightly said, compliment of the season to you there, and to you. We're thanking God for life and just being very grateful every day. Yes, welcome once again to Spring Delight, and it promises to be delightful as we run every week, week in and week out. My name is Ajibike and Anjorin Ojo, your regular co host on the show.
My name is Tunde Idowu. Welcoming you to the show and thanking all the very effective hands from our producers to the directors to the camera team, the sound. We are just most grateful because without you there, we probably would just sit here and nobody's going to see us at any point in time.
Definitely. I hope you find it very comforting and soothing when you watch our very first segment, week in, week out, aerobics, helping you to exercise there at the comfort of your home. The truth is, the need to work out, you can't just overemphasize it. It is something we should look forward to every day if you can. And of course, not leaving out today in history.
No doubt. And if you are celebrating today, if today's your birthday, we'd like to celebrate with you as well, saying happy birthday to you. If you had celebrated in the course of this week, we say congratulations to you as well. So we will kick off with that and also bring to you today in history, just
Definitely.
as Ajibike has rightly said. And we have always spelt it out and we have always said it here. Whatever you do that is legal, that brings in the N and K, the Naira and Kobo, or the dollars, the euros, the pounds, the yuan, whatever currency it brings to you, whereby you're able to provide for yourself and your family, hey, it is your work.
Your pride.
So we'll kick things off at this point in time. Let's celebrate with who is celebrating today, whose birthday is it today? And we'll be right back.
Wow. we totally lost track of the fact that this birthday week was jam-packed for us here.
Yeah.
I
Two
mean,
of our guys.
Let's
colleagues.
say 3 because I mean, Muyiwa Folabi is a 2.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
on a
2 in
double.
1.
You know, he's on a double.
Yeah.
It's like a twin birthday.
Yeah.
So shout out to our colleagues here.
Congratulations to Muyiwa Afolabi, the one we love to call Onitemi
Yes.
Akoko, up in here, and also to his very beautiful wife. I love that combination. Both of them, their birthday is on the same day.
On the same day,
12,
like,
12.
And that is actually very rare.
Yeah, very
rare.
So we say congratulations to the Afolabis, Muyiwa Afolabi, and also his wife. Not forgetting Joshua Adenipekun. If you've listened to Oroshelu
Yes.
on Rave 91.7 FM, yeah, those are the voices behind it. We'd like to say congratulations to you as well, Josh, as we love to call you, Adenipekun, and to a very good friend, brother as well, the one we love to call Awa.
Taye Currency.
Fuji Maestro. Congratulations. 50? Yeah, I think so. Taye, big ups to you. Congratulations. And it's really, really nice. And for those we don't know,
yes,
and it is your today as well, we say happy birthday to you. Wish you the very best. That life will ever present to you positively.
Yeah, while you give them your birthday wishes, something happened in the course of the week. I was going to call Onitemi Muyiwa Afolabi to wish him a happy birthday. And I got on my contacts,
right.
And I was going to click. I saw a Onitemi, then I saw Onitemi Rave FM. So I thought it was the both of them.
Oh.
So I just called the Onitemi, and guess what? I called Mr. Ojo. Yes, I called.
Oh, your husband.
I called my husband, and I was like, okay, hello Onitemi, happy birthday, sir. It was like, it's Onitemi. I'm sorry, it's not me that is having my birthday. God called the original Onitemi,
Yeah, that's me.
And I was like, it's my colleague. I had to screen grab, for couple's sake. It's just beautiful. So shout out to you, Muyiwa Afolabi, on the occasion of your birthday at December 12th. And I pray to God it will not be your last birthday. And of course, Josh, Omoya teacher, I greet you. Happy birthday to you. Like in arrears. Okay, in arrears now. Yeah, it will not be your last birthday either. All the best and best wishes.
And also, in arrears, your sir was yesterday. I just forgot.
Who was that?
Funsho Babari Day, one of the senior special assistant to Governor Adeleke right here. Would like to say congratulations to you. It was yours yesterday. And that's Joshua Adenipekun as well. Josh, congratulations to you. All right, let's move on quickly because of the want of time here. And just as we rightly said, look, whatever you love to do, whatever you do day in, day out, it brings food
on the table.
You're able to pay house rent, buy a new car, fuel the car.
Put your life together.
That's what you want.
Yes.
That's your work.
Your pride.
So definitely, let's see who we have with us this morning before we come straight to our guests. And we will be discussing something very germane as always right here. But we'll not let the cat out of the bag yet.
No.
Let's just go do my work, my pride.
My name is Lola-Wey. I'm a pastor, I'm an engineer, retired one now, and by God's grace, I'm into farming to enjoy my retirement, courtesy of my son.
I'm Divine Favor, and I'm a farmer. I'm also a musician. My stage name is Secret Player, and I have songs online, like all platforms, so it's not as if it's restricted to one. But it's easy combining both together because if you have a good friend, like I said, like my producer is my friend, so I can tell him, let's bring studio equipment to the farm. Then we'll be able to like bring it to the farm, we'll do what we'll do, then work together. Like the free time for now, we can make music, do what we'll do till it's time for another feeding and whatever. There are so many times that I'll be in the farm and something will just come into my head. And thank God for technology, I have my phone, so I'll be able to like record it. And I think there was a time that my producer came here and used one of the poetry sounds for one of our beats. So It's always like that, but it depends on your mood. But being in a quiet place will definitely foster different imaginations, different things for you to bring on.
Farming business, okay, maybe because of my age, I'm not thinking of seeing so many new things, but this place, farming give you peace. Nobody threatened you. I will sack you. Your salary is delayed. No, 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 no. It is what you do that you get. Garbage in, garbage out. That is it. So, but give peace and then little stress. It's a good form of exercise to me. For me, it's good form of exercise. Instead of just chasing the shadows, I can always chase my birds, chase the pigs, and then by the time I finish, I find out that all the body exercise, all the body parts has been exercised. On this farm, right now on this farm, we have the poultry. That is, we have the layers. We also do broilers, but you know, broilers business is always intermittent. Then we do piggery. On the crop side, we have plantains. We make feeds. We can do, initially we are compounding from zero level, but since development is now coming, we find it easy to use concentrates, and then we just augment that. We have a mill. We have a crusher, so that means we can crush the bone meal, we can crush the maize, and PKC if we need it. Okay, we can crush it, and then we have the mixer. We'll do the mixing together. That's how we get our meal for now. And then for the poultry, that is the layers which we have now, we'll find it easy to do the compounding then, since we don't have so much layers now, about say 800 layers now, and though there are room for expansion, but the workforce is always the problem, the major problem we have here. You don't have to work more than what you yourself can bear.
I still prefer probably because I learned more and we spent more on learning one or two about fisheries and aquaculture, but that's my best part. But due to the environmental factors and all, we can't continue the fishery part for now.
There's hardly any fish pond that is surviving around here because alligators are. I think there was a funny day like that myself and my son, despite that we put net there, we just found out something was struggling there. So I said, okay, go and bring cutlass, go and bring, it could be snake, it could be something. But when we got there, we found out this is alligator. Before we will come, we look on we just had boo in the water in the pool. By the time we look, we counted about 8 heads of alligator. And there we have our fish. Nets was there. But then, if the nets has been the old nets, maybe we would not have. What we have now is, they tell you modern day technology. What we have, the weight of an alligator can tear the net itself. It can disturb snake, but the weight of alligator. So that's why we have to just pipe low on fish ponds. You've seen the ones we have. We are unable to make much out of it.
You don't get staff easily here. You might get staff for a week or two. Just know that's your resting period. After that week or two, you might not find that staff again. I think when you get a staff for a month, you should first have that mindset that the next month, after collecting his salary, he or she is not coming back again. So, but if the person comes back, then definitely you found the one. because it's very rare to find workers here.
But then the power is another thing. Because right here, we are using generator, diesel, the issue of diesel. At times, if you are unable to get good diesel here, we have to go to Oshogbo to go and buy diesel. So that you will not use adulterated one, because if you have to service any of your equipment, you still depend on Oshogbo. So it's like we moving from here, anything we need, Oshogbo, anything we need, which is not too good. But assuming we have lights, things would have been better. I think in the old phone, everybody uses just one face, and that one face is either the way Fela puts it: they go, they come. If they come, they go. That is it. Go light is small. Go light it off. That is what we have. That is what we have in Nifon. So I just believe if government will help us, then we will be able to do better on that.
Hello, I'm Divine Favor. You can call me Secret Player.
My name is Afolani Lola-Wey.
I'm a farmer and a musician.
Farming is my work.
I love my work.
My work is my pride.
All right, you're welcome back, and thank you so much
Wow.
for being a part of us on the program for today. Spring Delight is what it is called, and hey, I love the aspect of my work, my pride, father and son.
Yes.
You know,
And the story is the boy happens to be the one who fell in love with agriculture
Yeah.
first. Then he introduced it to the father.
all right.
So it's basically the soul behind the father's activity right now. It is just amazing.
Looking at that, that brings quite a whole lot. I love chicken. I love eggs. It's you know,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
At the end of the day, not if you have a flair for it. I mean, because
Yeah, I
I
do.
notice if you have to go into farming, you have to be someone who loves
Yeah.
farming. You know.
And it's attention demanding though.
Yeah, so he said.
It's something. It's worth it. I've always
Eventually.
loved poultry and piggy any day, anytime. But then let's move away from
My work, my
farming
pride.
and let's get down to what you need to have, at least to an extent, to be able to get into either farming
Yeah.
or into this kind of profession, or being a doctor, being a president, being that. What am I talking about this morning? It's all about education. Education is the bedrock for a sane society.
Definitely.
And I remember Nelson Mandela, the late South African president, spoke about education. Yeah, just like so many philosophers, so many great men
Has come and
women,
gone about it.
Yeah, and spoken about education. But today we will be assessing the impact and evaluating the effectiveness of the private sector partnership in education.
Yes.
What role do they play? How well do they go side by side? Are there benefits attached to this? Is it very beneficial? Is it worth it? We will definitely get to hear from an expert. Mine, as is to talk. That's
Yes.
where the expertise about
Yes.
us comes in.
Yes.
So it's a pleasure this morning to have a guest with us. He's no other person than Mr. Agbolade Adeshayo. I hope I got Agbolade.
Yes, you got it right.
I've not heard that name in a long.
Agbolade.
There's Agbolade.
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 Yes, you got it right.
Oh, okay.
Adesayo.
Adeshayo.
Yes.
Wow. Agbolade, please. I hope you brought the Ola as well.
I love that.
You'll be having a feeling of the Ola. I'm so related to the chairman. This is Ola here already.
Well said. Well said. Capiche.
I mean, that's
Case closed.
Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us.
Thank you too.
All right, let's begin this so that you can give us some clarity and help us enlighten us and the world at large here. Now, how do we assess the effectiveness of the private sector partnership in education?
Yes.
Can it be assessed?
Okay, quick one.
All right.
Before we even assess it, we want to get to know him himself.
Okay.
I want to get
Mr.
to know.
Agbolade's
Yes. Yes.
Right. Who is Mr. Agbolade?
Yes, you said Mr. Agbolade. I'm a clergy as well.
Oh, you see.
Pastor, Reverend Bishop.
I'm pastor.
Okay.
I would have even loved to be addressed as brother.
Oh.
Wow. Because all of us, we are
brothers and sisters
in Christ. So my name is Brother Agbolade Adebayo Buki.
There's a Buki.
Yes, a Buki there too. Most when I give my names out, they say, "Are you? Excuse me, are you a filmer?" I said, that question you're asking me, I didn't give myself a name. My parents gave me names.
Yeah, it's a unique name for a man to bear.
Yes, Adebayo Buki. Agbolade is the son.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the director of Bishop Felix Owolabi International Academy. It's a newly established school over a year ago.
But doing so well.
And a school wherein over 6 billion naira has been invested into the school.
Okay.
For a combination of preschool, then the nursery, primary, and secondary school.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Bishop Felix. Oh, that's okay. We'll talk about that away from here.
You know.
And just as I rightly asked, that can we assess the effectiveness of the private sector in education? Let me first of all take us back a bit.
Yeah.
We all know that the budgets apportioned by a government of any nation, as UNESCO has rightly put it, that about 26% should be invested into education.
Yes, yes.
But these days, it seems as if the private sector are the ones doing this.
And not the government sector anymore.
Oh, is it? What? Let's now take it through that assessment.
Yeah.
The entire populace.
Yes, sir.
To give kudos to private investors.
Okay.
Because when you look at what the private investors are putting into educational system, you would have just agreed that the entire budget, not even 26%, should go for education. But the fact that other sectors of the economy cannot be relegated to the background. So we should thank the private investors. For instance, if you look at the history from old Oyo State, when we were just a subset of that state, till now, you can't count 10 primary schools newly established since that time. Now, what would have happened to the teeming populace if the private investors did not come on the stage? I said earlier that where I am the director, in the past 2 years now, my boss has invested 6 billion.
And that's a private
sector.
Private sector. Since it's still investing.
Definitely.
Currently, we are putting in place a standard laboratory system.
Okay.
That costs us about 230 million in our school.
Wow. That's a wow.
The salary we are paying, look at the number of people working under me. We're about 30 of them in the 3 schools combined. You know, the preschool, the primary, and the secondary. So
a private sector.
Yes, it is really something that has impacted our society. One, in the body of knowledge, what we are impacting. In our school, we combine 3 curriculum.
Which are?
3 curricula. Yes, Nigeria, British, and America. We compress the 3 together, which even the government schools, I'm sorry to say this, they don't do it. But at the end of the day, we are able to produce better, better products. Let me put it that way. Our products, the school levels, which is an impact. What about the people that are working in these private schools? If those private schools were not established, what would have become the lot of those people that are working with us? Get to my office now, I have more than 150 applications. Who would have catered for that people? And in some other, the tertiary institutions.
Okay.
For instance, in Osun State here, we have 9 private universities in operation, fully now in Osun State. 9 private universities. And I know 2 others are coming up, to the best of my knowledge. One at Odeumu, another one by my boss. We are already working on the permanent side right now at Okela. So the impact is great. Talk of the newly introduced courses like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and the likes. Our conventional universities, which happens to be a product of one, that's the University of Ibadan.
Yeah, great school.
They didn't offer such courses. And then when we had that, sometimes you check online, you begin to wonder, are these courses really in existence? But thank God, the private universities are breaking into it.
Wow. Wow.
So it has really been a great impact.
It's obvious, honestly.
Has there been any challenges though?
Oh, challenges?
Yes. Challenges faced as a president?
There are challenges.
Okay, sir.
Of course.
Okay.
But when you look at, the Bible says, you look at the season, you will sow. But you cast your spare upon many waters and begin to watch which one that will surface. There are challenges, of course.
Okay.
Challenges on the part of the workers that you employ. Some came to you, I beg to apply, you applied them, they want to team up against the management.
Wow.
But as far as I'm concerned, that investment, my boss is never here. I don't care what I have, but I want to satisfy my conscience. Somebody that is next to me, I had to sack his wife 2 weeks ago because of non-conformity to private sector behavior. That's one. I talk about the worker. Then the second thing is that government is giving private investors trouble. Yes.
In what way?
Explain.
Thank you. Our school was registered as a limited liability company. I'm taking my school, as an example now.
Okay.
And every newly registered company has 5 years tax holiday. Because for the mere fact that we are employing people, the leftover which government cannot cater for, they didn't look at that. They now come on with taxes. Before the registration, I paid over 3 million naira to the cost of government. That was not the registration of the school itself. They said we paid to the land, Ministry of Lands, paid to Federal Capital, State Capital Development Authority, and the likes. We paid all that. It still came up. They even put.
Are they not same thing? Lands and that Ministry of.
You can just see duplication of taxes.
Exactly, duplication.
Now, even the one I'm talking about, we have paid that. We are satisfied with that. Just this week, they came to put a notice on my entrance that our school is distressed, that we will appear in court, that we have not paid certain sum of money. Wow. I quickly called the lawyer. Is that not a challenge? Is that not a big distraction? Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Or somebody who believes in our economy, even presently, that
and
everything looks cloudy. Do you understand me?
Yes.
So that's a challenge. But now, there's another one I need to talk about.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The body might be listening, but I'm saying the right thing.
Okay.
There, we only have 6 or 7 people in the hostel, and our hostel is run on inverter. because of the size of our building, they're giving us close to ₦1 million by NEPA every month. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
They've called me this morning before I come in to this program. Is that not a challenge? You want to work on diesel, our 250 kVA generator, you run it for 1 hour, you are done with 100 liters of fuel, which is around 130,000 naira. That's a challenge. So there's this challenge of power.
Wow.
And double taxation on the part of the government.
That was great.
Honestly, and of course, it's biting, but then let's just look at it as it is truly. I was about to talk about the economy situation in which we find ourselves right now in our dear nation, Nigeria, which has virtually affected every sphere of the society. Now, the private sector business is to make profit.
Yeah.
And with what we have presently, how I know it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But how are you trying to surpass this? How can business, private owners, private investors surpass this moment? Is it possible to?
Very, very possible.
Beautiful. How can we go about it?
Now, in the first place.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Sometimes this year I was in Europe.
Okay.
And I met a group of Nigerians. They call themselves Odudua descendants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I told them, don't send money to any able-bodied person in Nigeria.
Why is that?
Thank you. I say, the other time we were talking about my job, my pride.
Yes, my work, my pride.
I personally see a lot of opportunities in the agricultural sector.
100.
That an able-bodied person just pick up that land or that empty land close to you. Cultivate it. I cultivated just about a plot of land inside the GRA there, at Oshobo here. I planted okra and pepper. Every three days, I'm making 20, 30,000 naira.
Wow.
And I look at it, if I have to, by extension, I cultivate, a bigger parcel of land. Look at
your income will increase.
Will increase. So what are youth? What are they doing on the street? I said able-bodied. Those that are vulnerable, you can send them money. You see, with the current state of economy, people should be able to look outside the box.
Definitely.
Well.
If there's someone who looks outside the box, who is not lazy, you can still make do with life. Like myself, I have opportunity of moving out of this country to somewhere else in America or thereabout. I look at myself, what will I go there and do? Let me contribute my quota. If you can only cultivate maize twice in a year, you will survive.
Not that everybody is going to be a farmer.
That's an aspect. Like the educational sector we're talking about. It's one, for somebody who is successful, it's part of giving back to the society.
Definitely.
But even as you give back to the society, the hand of the one that is stealing another man's garden, his own garden will not be left unkept.
Absolutely.
If you are futuristic about your approach to life, that you are not counting your chickens as they're laid, you can always know that after a while, for instance, our school, our boss keep on paying the salary. Last week he told me as from January, I won't pay. And I have enough money. But it's not thinking about the profit right away. But it's looking at the future. There's no way we won't make the money. But for individuals who have not made it, one thing is that we should be thinkers. We should be thinkers. But there are less thinkers in Nigeria. Let's be very realistic. Whatever concept you have brought up, I want to benchmark you. I want to see how I can surpass you. By so doing, and maybe there is an advantage. He has more money than you have.
Yeah, right.
You can kill your own business and get going. Take, for instance, our eateries. there are a lot of duplications on the street. But thank God we are doing that. But one thing saying essentially is that if one is a thinking person, and according to this man, it's an American, you develop a mastermind principle. It is good that you benchmark somebody, prayerfully pursue such thing, discuss with relevant people. Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
You discuss such your concept with relevant people. People have been successful.
Yeah.
Whether it might not even be on that way, because there is always a particular way of being successful or whatsoever endeavor that you embark upon. Whatever you do to succeed as a journalist, if somebody wants to become a petty trader, if you employ your concept, you will also be successful. But you see our guys looking elsewhere. If we are doing things that will be productive to the society, there's no way someone will not buy into it. I've been a dry cleaner before.
Productive.
Oh my.
Productive.
Oh my.
I've been a dry cleaner before. I told Pastor Alaka before I came in, I have an undertaking business at Ibadan. I can embalm. You understand me?
Yeah.
No matter how lovely someone is, by the time the person kicks the bucket, it becomes fear to an individual. I am ready to clear your fear. And I bill you.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
They send me bodies from America.
That's right.
I clear it, I drive myself. Before now, I can drive myself to Port Harcourt and I get back to Ibadan. When I was in Ibadan, getting back to Ibadan, I said, an Igbo man is dead again. I pick up the body.
Wow.
So if you can, people abroad.
If you can think outside the box.
Think outside the box. I said it earlier. People abroad, they are not doing just one job.
Yeah.
They can.
2, 3 jobs together.
Yeah.
If here in Nigeria, you have this, you have access to a little money, accrual from all your undertakings, try and invest it. Don't go for player. You will make it later. But when you start with player from the foundation, you can go too far. You make it, you plow it into another thing. As I've told you, the caterpillar that's working on permanent side, they have cleared a parcel of land for me. I want to plant pepper and tomatoes next season. Though I'm a director in the school, I'm the chief of staff to Bishop as well.
Yeah, fair enough. We are thinking my work, my pride. I mean, as a proper Nigerian, the ability to actually deviate into a lot of things is what can make you survive here.
Let's come back a bit to education.
Yes, right.
Because basically for me, I know I have been able to pass through that very amazing school. I've not been in there, but I know you guys, you're close to the CEO, you're close to this house here. Now, education in Nigeria today, if we look at it, I think it's about in the millions. The figures I'm not too sure of out of school children who are not interested in what education is. They don't, and also this set of kids are either recruited into terrorist groups, gangs, so many things like that. And I keep making this example once in a while when I have opportunities like this.
Yeah.
I think I was going to Sokoto that year. We got to Kebbi and just stepped out of our bus to just relax. But I'm seeing this Almanjiri boys. I had this pity for them that day. That God, why look at these kids with plates trying to look for remnants and things like that. The rate at which out of school children are increasing in our dear nation Nigeria. How can the private sector, the private investor, private owners really assist? Is there a way for them to assist this set of kids? Because when you keep saying government, who is the government?
I don't know. We are.
We are.
So
we are.
What, is there a modality the private sector can?
Yes, we still have to fall back to the government because they own the policy.
Yes. Yes.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Then the number two thing is that Nigeria, as we are, if only we can go back to the parliamentary system, it will help us. The reason why I say that is that you look at Nigeria as a whole entity. What obtains in the southwest, in the west where we are, does not obtain in the north.
Yeah.
You talk about out of school children.
Yes, sir. It's more there.
More there. Here, most of our young graduates who have finished either from polytechnic or university here, I even have them as part of my staff. Most of them are fashion designers. They're not, yes, it's good you're a fashion designer, but now you are back into the educational system. You won't be able to do more research that you can positively impact the students. You have to choose one. For a situation where we have this Almanjiri in the north, we don't have them here. So there should be environmental determinism. The policy should be what obtains in the southwest, we give them. Then what we work in the north, we give them.
Yeah, yeah.
That is on the part of government. Now on the private, on the part of private people.
Yes, sir.
You see, you can't you can only force a horse to the river.
You cannot force it to drink.
You can force it to drink. Though there is this nomadic education that federal government has put in place, yet it's not having much impact on them. But here, everybody wants to go to school. You see people struggling to even hit. They still send their words to private school. And like the private universities, all those courses that people that are being taught now, many of them will leave the school.
Yeah.
They will not even use the certificate, but they are well educated.
Yeah.
And they have a particular trade they still fall into.
Yeah.
And they're making headway. For instance, I have a son at Etu. He told me, Daddy, you have money. You can invest your money this way, that way. He said, you want me to go to university? Immediately I finish, I give you my certificate. He was asking me the car I'm even using. He said, Daddy, how much is your car? I said, what do you mean? I said, can't I buy one? It's an undergraduate going to 300 level. And I saw what he's doing is a legitimate business.
Yeah.
Do you understand me?
Yes,
not
sir.
all those young guys you see on the street, not all of them are going into Yahoo.
All right.
There are online businesses that they are doing that is paying off.
Not all of them are the Yahoo boys.
Yeah, not all of them are Yahoo boys.
That's the truth, yeah.
You see, when you just categorize them as a member of Yahoo boy, that means such an individual is limited. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So the impact the private sector can go, it is already what we are doing.
Yes.
For instance, now, this year alone, my boss has invested 20 billion in the economy of Nigeria that we think is not, people thought this economy will crumble whatsoever. And out of that, I said 6 billion on our school alone. So when we have these private investors, like some who leave school, they couldn't get job, we employ them. That's an encouragement.
Definitely.
It's an encouragement.
Definitely. So now the question is, how can the private sector and the government institution work together? Yes, effectively.
Yes, you see, there's a body, the Ministry of Education and so other MDAs under the ministry. There should be synergy. There are some things in the private school I used to tell, I used to tell my staff, I said, come over. A, B, C, D in the community school, it's not different from an international school of our own. But there is just this efficacy that you put into it.
Yeah.
The conducive environment that is good for learning. How many of our government schools are, I mean, the environment is conducive. You understand me?
Yes.
Then, like I said earlier, that we compress the curriculum. The parent sees it. Because of it, they come along. Our first PTA meeting,
okay,
they came up and said, come on, we just gave you a trial. And we have not regretted doing it. Now in our school, we teach French, we teach Latin.
Oh, wow.
We teach German, Spanish.
Wow.
You understand me?
Yeah.
The director of education, whatever, in charge of the private school, just called me, didn't introduce ourselves. Said, yes, we will take away international from the name of your school. I said, you can't.
Why did they want to do that?
I replied back violently. I said, you can't. Later said, yes, I'm the director. I said, I repeat again, you can't. You want to stop me from bearing the name I wish to bear? You can't do that. It's a registered name under CAC. And I said, how many international languages are you teaching your school? How many international students do you have in our school? I said, you should have first introduced yourself.
You're asking the last thing first. The first
yes,
thing.
Then you ask those questions and I provide the answers. And I say, okay, now for lashing out at you, I'm sorry, though you have to say sorry to me too.
Normally.
Because you're undermining my office.
Definitely.
You're a director, I'm a director. So I said, we taught those languages, and I have 4 kids they just brought from America that you can hardly understand their accent. You have to double listen before you can hear them.
To strain your ears.
So you should have first go in to examine this before you just lash out at me that you take away international. So those things should be taught also in the private school. And those services you are putting into it, part of it I talk about the learning environment. There should be a good environment that is conducive for learning. And the kind of discipline they will put in place. Yes, government can read out all the laws, the do's and don'ts. Do they enforce it? We enforce it here. I'll get to school 7:30. If you come 7:31, you are late. Those things should be inculcated, in the government schools.
So, Agbolade, before we allow you go here, what's your message to everybody, especially? I know what it looks like. You've been mentioning invest.
Yeah.
That's what Bishop
Felix has been
the
doing.
CEO, Bishop Phillips International, has been able. That's amazing, and we want to say thank you to him for that.
Thank you
But
too.
then, what's your message to those in government, most especially? What should they do to really, really support people like you? Yes, you guys are good, but then there's always Oliver Twist will always ask for more.
Yeah, thank you very much. I said this sometimes before, I came into the studio, and I've mentioned it to you. This issue of double taxation can discourage more people that want to come into the private. If not that my boss believes in this economy. He's been out of Nigeria for over 30 years. And look at the current state of our economy. And it's still bringing him money to invest. Other people might want to see that, yes, Bishop Phillips is a businessman, then let me follow that suit and let me go to my own area and invest. But what about the taxation that is killing and the unfriendly? That means I talk about unfriendly atmosphere in general. We can provide the power for ourselves. Government is not the one controlling NEPA. We leave that. We will solve that problem. But the unfriendly atmosphere, you see these people from Minister of Land
today, here, okay.
You see another one from the Internal Generated Revenue people, that's Minister of Finance, they still come. Most times, I almost forget that I'm a pastor. I give them the length of my tongue. Then I have to come down. That's yes, government sent. Come what me.
You have
the
to.
Chief Awolowo said, Bola Girada. He said it's only a sentence man that's waiting for the hangman that will argue with someone carry a gun. They carry the policy.
All right.
So government should make the environment more friendly.
More friendly.
And conducive, conducive.
Yes, it should make it more friendly.
My pastor, brother, as brother Buki Adeshayo Agbolade is a director of schools.
Yes, director of Bishop Phillips.
Of Bishop Phillips
Academy
International.
Yes.
Thank you for your time here.
Thank you too.
And warm regards to the CEO, telling him that, we are seeing the good works, and God Almighty will uphold him.
Amen.
And his family.
Amen.
Right. So thank you for being here as well.
Thank you too.
Enjoy the rest
for
of
having me here.
You're welcome, sir.
I see it's a rare privilege, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate Ref FM.
Thank you.
The co-producers, appreciate you all.
Thank you.
More grace to your labor.
Amen.
Thank you, brother.
All right, it's about that time.
Wow.
Let's do some soup. Here.
A furry roll.
One of our favorite.
I love vegetables. Because in the absence of meat,
oh Jesus,
vegetable comes in handy. Am I right or wrong? In the absence of meat but it's fine.
All right, let's just take that short break.
Yes.
When we come
food
back,
report.
Our next guest will be with us. Stay with us.
This vegetable soup is made with fluted pumpkin leaves. That's ugu and water leaves. Let's just dive right into the recipe. We'll be using our fluted pumpkin leaves, that's ugu. Wash the leaves properly, cut them up, and I sprinkle some salt and just let it stand. The next we'll be using is water leaf. This water leaf, just make sure you watch this video to the end so that you know how I prepared the water leaf before use. This is not the end result. So I'm going to use some pepper and some crayfish. I mixed the pepper, I used yellow pepper, I used the red one. I'm going to use goat meat for this, some komo, that's cow skin, some stockfish. I've soaked this in salt water so it's soft, periwinkle, and some dried catfish. So I'm going to make sure you season the meat properly. You're going to cook the meat, the stockfish, and the komo together. I put in 2 seasoning cubes and some salt. Add the onion, chopped onions, and just cover this to cook. Now this is it. 7 minutes later, I'm going to add water. Add water to allow it cook. I don't want this soup to be watery, so I'm going to add a little water. My goat meat is soft already. It's a soft type, not a very hard type. Put in the dried fish now and let them cook together. I'm adding some yellow pepper to give it some flavor and little heat. Cover this to cook. While the meat is on fire, I'm going to work on the water leaf. The water leaf has a lot of liquid. This is rainy season now, so the water leaf has so much water and I don't want that, so I'm going to squeeze out some of the liquid. As I'm doing this, of course my leaves are going to shrink. They're not going to be as much as they were. This is how much liquid came out of the leaves. So this is what would have been in my soup. Now back to our meat. Our meat is almost, in fact it's ready. So I'm going to just put in the periwinkles. The periwinkles are normally kind of cooked before they are removed, so it does not take long for them to cook. Put in your pepper and crayfish mix. Mix it up a bit. Cover it so the periwinkle will cook for about 3 minutes. Now I'm going to put in the oil, my palm oil. I'll cover this and let it cook for another 3 minutes. Now this is ready to receive my vegetables. I'm putting in my squeezed water leaves now. Vegetables are so healthy. In fact, you can't go wrong with vegetables. If you're seeking to lose weight, if you want to build your blood level, if you want to have increased antioxidants in your system, vegetable soup is the way to go. So allow this cook for 3 minutes. Now I'm going to put in my fluted pumpkin leaves, my ugu leaves. Before I put them in, I just squeeze a little. Now I have not added anything in this soup because the seasoning I put at the beginning and the salt are okay. Bearing in mind that salt was also added to the leaves, so you don't correct your seasoning when you have not yet put your ugu leaves, your fluted pumpkin leaves. When you put the leaves, then you can taste and adjust accordingly, so you do not oversalt your food. I've added a little salt because I noticed I need some more salt. I'm adding palm oil too. Feel free to leave your own. You don't need to add much palm oil if you don't want. But I added more palm oil because I wanted it to have a particular look and taste. I'll cover this up for like 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. They don't need to cook for a long time. If not, they're going to get brown and lose their nutritional value. Our soup is practically ready, guys. This soup is delicious. This soup, in fact, you can customize it to suit your taste. Are you a fan of vegetable soup? Which is your best vegetable soup? Yeah, so this is how easy it is to cook yourself delicious Nigerian style vegetable soup. You can have this with your eba, you can have this with your semo, you can have this with any swallow of your choice. You can even use it on the side with rice. Yeah guys, so I've turned off the heat. The soup is ready. You can see the vegetables are still green, still has that nice look, and there's still a little crunch to the vegetables. This is our soup. This is the final result.
Wow.
Welcome back.
That is sumptuous.
That was a sumptuous vegetable meal. I'm looking forward to that this evening.
Swallow the water.
Yeah, I mean, we had an exciting time with brother Buki. I don't want to call him that,
Brother Buki.
BB, just call him Uncle BB.
Yeah.
And we have our second guest well seated here. She is in a short form, but she is in a big form as well. Well seated is Citizen Lola-Wey.
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
It's good to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
We know you as Citizen Lola-Wey. A lot of people do not. So who is Citizen Lola-Wey?
Citizen Lola-Wey is a gentle, passionate, and loyal citizen of Nigeria.
Okay.
Passionate about getting justice for the less privileged. I'm proud to be a woman.
Amazing. Amazing.
Less privilege. Okay, Citizen Lola-Wey is the executive director of Eco Center. Yeah, for transformation and empowerment initiatives.
I also represent a number of organizations.
Okay.
As a state coordinator in Osun State, I'm the state coordinator for Women Advocates and Women Advocates Research and Documentation Center, Ward C. Ward C, that's the labor room.
Okay.
So, and then the state coordinator for Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, CACOL. That is, we're waging war against corrupt practices in our society.
You see, I said she's in short form Citizen Lola-Wey, but there is still so much that is associated with you. Yeah. You said something about less privileges. Yes, can you please delve into that?
Yeah, the vulnerable members of the society whom we often do not think about.
Like?
The poor, the sick, persons with disabilities, and so on.
Now talk about this foundation.
EcoCent, I'm also the convener of the movement against sexual and gender-based violence in Osun State. We just rounded up the 16 days of activism against sexual and gender-based violence on Tuesday, the 10th of December, 2024.
Now, that's because I want us to quickly go into that because of the want of time out. Now, just as it's here with me, sexual and gender-based violence, in shortened form SGBV, is a pervasive and devastating issue affecting individuals, families, and communities worldwide. It is essential to acknowledge the severity of the problem and work together to create a safe, more equitable society. Now, there are different types of sexual and gender-based violence. I want us to quickly try and buttress these different types. Most of the time, we just see that forcefully a man rapes a woman.
A girl.
That's
Rape.
Rape. What are the other types of sexual-based violence that occur in our society?
We have the spiritual violence. Where the religious beliefs of somebody is used to manipulate and control the person. And that is where you find pastors abusing their position because their followers respect and believe in them. They see them as being next to God and believe whatever comes out of their mind, of their mouth. And they use that privileged position to manipulate, control, and abuse those followers.
Okay, the spiritual?
That's spiritual. Then we have the economic violence where a woman is denied the right to earn a daily living. It also comes in another form where the man does not perform his responsibility to his family, abandons the wife and children, knowing fully well that the woman has no other source of survivor without him because she had not been allowed to embark on economic activities that generate money for her. Then we have, you mentioned domestic violence. Under domestic violence, we have the physical violence, we have verbal violence, we have emotional violence.
Explain the emotional.
Emotional violence, it's worse.
Mental related?
Yes, it's worse than any other form of violence that you can think of because there's no scar. If a woman is raped, she can show it, say, I was raped, and there'll be evidence to prove that she has been raped. If a woman is beaten, there are scars all over her. But when a woman is emotionally abused, it is only the woman who knows it. There's no scar to show. There's no evidence, except when it starts affecting her mental well-being, when she can no longer think rationally. It's the worst form of violence that anybody can experience. In addition, we have verbal violence that can also lead to emotional violence.
Yeah.
When a woman is called unprintable names, when she's treated in a way that demeans a person, she feels worthless and does not see any reason why she should continue to live. We also have
how do you deal with cases of the worst kind of violence, you know, which is the emotional one we spoke of, emotional violence, the verbal violence. So how do you deal with this? As
if it's verbal, we can encourage the person to do a record. But when it is not, what you do is you believe the woman. You believe the woman and you make her know that she's not responsible for the violence she's going through. Because most of the time, people going through violence do not speak up because of fear of victim blaming and shaming. So they live with it. When a woman is being physically or verbally or emotionally abused, say, yes, that is happening to you because you have a sharp mouth. If the woman has a sharp mouth, does the man has a long hand? But the problem is, in dealing with this, we must raise our children properly. We must raise the boy child, the girl child, to know that the rights of the other person must be respected. Must raise our children to know that they are, whether male or female, are created in the perfect image of God. And then, as religious people that Nigerians are known to be, whether as Christians, Muslims, or even traditional, we all the religious beliefs believe in loving the other person, being kind, being good to the other person, to other members of the society. So you can't be religious, you can't be godly if you think only about yourself and cares less about what the other person is going through.
What are the percentages of cases that come to you on a daily basis? And if you're going to rate the violence, what are the violent cases that come to your table?
Regularly, I would say that to rate it according to there's a research that was carried out by the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs in 2022, which states that about 44.4% of their respondents claims to have experienced one form of violence or the other. Before age 18.
Before age 18?
Wow, that's pretty young.
In Osun State. As a research carried out in Osun State. And then presently, Osun State is rated as...
recorded
as being the 4th state with the highest number of sexual and gender-based cases in Nigeria.
Really?
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, yes.
Oh my goodness, that's
and then in
the
our
cases,
yes, in our own organization, we receive mostly cases of sexual violence, rape, human trafficking, domestic violence of all forms, and then at times we have to deal with cases of abandonment. There was a time that a woman in Puda was abandoned with her children somewhere in Iwo. And this woman was heavily pregnant with the 5th child.
The 5th child.
And the man gave her 7 days within which she is expected to move out of the house.
Wow.
So we had to step into that. We went as far as going to Iwo to see her, to interview her. We went with the crew of Nigerian Television Authority to interview her, to bring attention of the world to what the woman was going through. Then suddenly after that, the man charged that to the Sharia court. We went with her, trying to see how we can give her the necessary emotional support. Then we also tried to see how she can also be economically supported. But we still we were unable to get justice for her because the security agency we approached to assist her said that the case was pending in the Sharia court. And I felt that was what the Sharia court said was, after listening to both parties, said they should go home and reconcile and that they were not going to take any action.
Oh my goodness.
You see, Citizen Lola-Wey, when I hear cases like this, these are times when I feel we should enlighten and sensitize our women more.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 children, and you are not gainfully employed. I keep saying this to Citizen Lola, and it almost feels like I'm not saying it right. I need you to concur with me or disagree with me. Women should bring up children, should give birth to children that even if anything happens, they can stand to take care of them alone. Am I right about this?
Very right.
Yeah, because now what justice do you want to, if he says he's not going to take responsibility for that child, such a man, because he's obviously looking for an excuse before, and now she's got the 5th one on the way. It's going to be easy for him to just lay back, like, face it on your own. Now, how do you sensitize women on this awareness of bring up children, you don't do too many? I mean, is there a form of that going on now?
It is going on, and that was what the 16 days of activism was supposed to focus on. 1, sensitize women, sensitize members of the public, the society, religious leaders, traditional rulers, community leaders, and even government. Because we must all work together, and that is what brought about the theme for this year.
Okay, what is that?
Which is united to end sexual and gender-based violence. To end violence against women and girls, we must unite. And that was what gave birth to the movement. I told you that I'm the convener of the movement against sexual and gender-based violence in Osun.
Yes.
A number of NGOs and government departments and ministries and agencies came together to form the movement.
Yes.
To ensure that we are actually that we are determined to fight the menace to a standstill in our state. The state that is supposed to be the state of virtuous people, occupying the 4th position among the states with the highest number of sexual and gender-based cases in Osun State. We believe that it is not acceptable. We cannot tolerate that. It must stop.
Citizen Lola, let me, because it's you've made mention of quite a whole lot here, and I just want to look at the consequences of sexual-based gender violence. These consequences, I know that if we start from now, we probably will not finish till
talking about
it can't be, but for your organization and for government, how well have you been trying to help out on this? The consequences, has anybody been apprehended or punished? Because if I'm saying, okay, I'm a man now, I hit Ajibike and she's got a scar on me. We've had people who have done greater things, worse things, not even greater, worse things to fellow humans as well. Has there been consequences that government have been able to do? Have you been able to assist government, your organization, have you been able to assist government to get all these kind of people out of the society?
I think one good thing that we do in my organization is we give not just psychosocial support, but we also ensure that legal support is given to survivors. Once you speak out, we support you. Even if you do not speak out, but somebody speaks on your behalf and it comes to our hearing, we take it up. Because the consequence is not grievous only for the survivor or the victim, but for the entire community, for the entire society. So it is, and that is why it is regarded as a public health issue. And it's not a private issue. It's not an issue that can be handled privately. In 2022, and 2020, we got conviction for a 17-year-old girl that was defiled in Idu-Osun. Rave FM supported us in that fight, in the struggle for justice. Rave FM and Nigerian Television Authority, Oshogbo, supported us in getting justice for the girl. But we were actually not also satisfied with the kind of justice that we got. because the case was supposed to be a case of rape and attempted murder. But the guy was only charged for indecent assault. And as such got just 7 years, which is just like a slap on the wrist. But at least they were able to drag him before a court of competent jurisdiction, and he was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment in 2020. And then thereafter, we've had a number of cases that are still ongoing in court. We have the case of the prophet in Ido-Osun, Prophet Adeyemi Adeniran, who is alleged to have slept with virtually every woman and girl in his church. The case is still ongoing at the Federal High Court, Ushogbo. We have the case of a doctor who is alleged to have raped a job-seeking teenager, ongoing in court. We have the case of a celestial prophet who manipulated a 20-year-old girl and her family members and raped her, and allegedly raped her in the course of the spiritual manipulation. And we have ongoing in court cases the case, like so many 4-year-old girls, 3-year-old girls that were defiled right in their homes by neighbors. We have the cases of a case of a 14-year-old girl that was defiled by 3 different men living in the same house with her. We have recently, we handled the case of a 17-year-old girl that was allegedly.
Who brings these cases to you? How do you come across these cases?
Like I told you, I said sometimes people speak up on behalf of these people. Those who know what we do, that we can wait for medical examination, medical tests, we support them financially to ensure that, because without a medical report, we're going nowhere. And then we also sometimes support them with transport fare to the police station, because once the case is established medically, it has to be followed up at any of the security agencies, either the DSS, police, or the Nigerian Civil Defense Corps.
All right. Before we just call this, because I'm really, just as if I'm being pinched listening to you, Susan Ma. What do you think government can do?
There's a lot that government can do, but before I say that, I want to mention a case that really touched me. The case of a 93-year-old woman that was raped in her home.
A 93-year-old woman
that was raped in her home in service area of Oshogbo. 93-year-old woman. The woman is late now. Also is a case of a 65-year-old woman who was taking her husband to the hospital. We were accosted on the road. 300,000 naira was transferred from her account using her phone, and then she was raped right in the presence of her husband. Her husband has passed on. The 93-year-old woman has passed on. So you can see that the effect of this sexual and gender-based violence is not only on those survivors of victims, but on everyone, because resources that would have been used to do something productive are now being channeled to getting justice, to getting them back into well-being, and so on. So now talking about what we need government to do.
Yes, please.
Government needs to make laws that are effective.
That's
it is not
the National
enough,
Assembly and the State Houses.
Yes, it is not enough for you to promulgate laws that are not being implemented. There must be a monitoring and evaluation team monitoring the implementation, effective implementation of those laws. Like in Osun State, we have the Osun State Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law of 2021, which prohibits violence against persons. That you see that it covers both men and male and female, either in private or in public, to protect the dignity of everyone as enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. The dignity of women and girls is often violated when they are either sexually or abused, as either in the form of human trafficking, child marriage, verbally, even the widow's rights that women go through, female genital mutilation. All these are forms of abuse, violence perpetrated against women just because of our sex.
Wow.
So we need government to get this. There must be sexual assault referral centers in at least the 3 senatorial districts of Osun State. And we have one that is presently located inside the Osun State Specialist Hospital, Ashubiaru, but it is not functional.
Right.
We also want government, because that is what we're focusing on in Ward C at the moment, nationwide, that we want government to fund all activities being taken to prevent and support, to prevent sexual and gender-based violence, and to support the survivors, to enable them recover quickly. We need more funds to be allocated to the relevant ministries to do the needful. We're talking about sensitization.
Yes.
It should not be left in the hands of CSOs alone. Yeah. And then we need government to work with us. We need government to understand that they need not put obstacles on our way in working with them.
Citizen, because our time is fast spent, but I think we'll discuss this before you go.
Definitely.
This should be something that we should keep hearing this voice about this advocacy regularly. Probably, God willing, government will hear. Things will be implemented, because I'm kind of like feeling, but then we will discuss this, and I know you trust us right here at Western Spring Television and Rave 91.7 FM. Things like this must be heard, and we say it as it is. Okay. It's been a delight speaking with the Executive Director of Eco Center for Transformation and Empowerment Initiative, Citizen Lola-Wey. Thank you so much, ma, for taking time out.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for this massive job you have placed on yourself. God Almighty help you and the entire team. Thank you so much, ma. Right. But just as I said, we'll discuss this before you go. All right. Spring Delight still continues at this moment in time, and we have always said that, look, fruits is essential. Some of us really don't know the benefits attached to eating good fruits. So let's just take our fruit reports and we'll be right back.
Oranges are round-colored citrus fruits that grow on trees. They originally came from China, but today, these nutrient powerhouses are grown in warm climates around the world. There are many different varieties of oranges. Some are sweet and some are sour. Common types include Navel, Mandarin, Caracara, blood oranges, Valencia, Seville, Jaffa. Every type of orange has more than 100% of your recommended daily amount of vitamin C. That's more than any other citrus fruit. All you have to do to get this key vitamin is peel and eat. Nutrition in oranges. One medium-sized orange has 60 calories, no fat or sodium, 3 grams of fiber, 12 grams of sugar, 1 gram of protein, 14 micrograms of vitamin A, 70 milligrams of vitamin C, 6% of your daily recommended amount of calcium, 237 milligrams of potassium, 15.4 grams of carbohydrates. The vitamin C in oranges helps your body in lots of ways. Protects yourself from damage, helps your body make collagen, a protein that heals wounds and gives you smoother skin. Makes it easier to absorb iron to fight anemia. Boosts your immune system, your body's defense against germs. Slows the advance of age-related macular degeneration, AMD, a leading cause of vision loss. Helps fight cancer, causing free radicals. When you're feeling anxious, vitamin C can also lower your levels of the stress hormone, cortisol, and your blood pressure. Some other benefits: anti-inflammatory. Some food tell your immune system it's under attack. This causes inflammation. When inflammation turns into a long-term problem, it can trigger diabetes, heart diseases, arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Oranges have the opposite effect. Fiber. The 3 grams of fiber in a medium orange help keep your bowels healthy, your cholesterol and risk of heart disease low, and ulcers at bay. Fiber also slows the way your body absorbs sugar, a big bonus if you have diabetes. Calcium. Oranges are high in this important nutrient, which keeps your bones, organs, and muscles strong. Folate for moms and babies. Oranges are a great way to get a big dose of folate naturally. Your body uses it to divide cells and make DNA because it helps prevent birth defects. It's an especially important B vitamin for pregnant women. Good sugar. The 12 grams of sugar in an orange are all natural. That's different from the kind of sugar you'd get in a candy bar, plus all the fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that come with an orange make it a much better choice for your body. Choose raw oranges, which have less sugar than the dried kind. Potassium. This nutrient lowers your blood pressure, and oranges have a bunch of it. Citric acid and citrates. This compound helps prevent kidney stones from forming. Health risk of oranges. Sometimes you can get too much of a good thing, though this mainly applies to the supplement form. Too much vitamin C at one time could give your body more fiber and sugar than it needs. Watch out for nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach cramps, headache, and insomnia. Oranges are high in acid, and that can make symptoms of GERD worse. If you're taking beta blockers, too many oranges could increase your potassium intake and lead to kidney damage. If your body stores iron than it needs, a condition called hemochromatosis, high doses of vitamin C can add more iron and damage your tissues. Vitamin C may also increase absorption from medicines that contain aluminium, like phosphate binders, and increase your estrogen levels if you're on hormone replacement therapy. As for orange,
because you're in the act, right?
The act.
Right. So, thank you most sincerely for being a part of us, and
Yes.
that's going to be the wrap of the show
for today.
We'll be back again next week, Saturday, on another edition of the program. But then we'd like to just let you know, and we'd like to invite you. There's going to be something worthwhile come the 22nd of this great month.
Next week, Sunday.
Right. Yeah, next week. It's going to be, we'll give you more info concerning it next week, Saturday, and you can tune in to us on Rave 91.7 FM. We definitely will roll this, and you get to hear more about that program on the 22nd of December 2024. A big thank you to the entire team, our producer, our directors, the sound man, the camera team, Agbolade himself, and Afat Lukman, the entire team. We say thank you for being here with us. Next week, Saturday, is another time. Olatunde, though, is my name. Irresistible TD on X. Peace out.
Ajibike, Anjorin Ojo, social media, all social media platform at simply_Ajibs2. I'm going to be right back at you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.